Good evening and welcome to State of Business on our television. I'm Nadun Sirivardhana. Let's have a look at the headlines. President stresses the duty and the obligation of the public officials. The third review of the debt restructuring program concludes successfully. News in detail. President Anura Kumara Dissanayake called on government officials to remain steadfast in their commitment to fulfilling the aspirations of the people. Addressing the staff at the Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development on Friday, he urged officials to deliver on the public mandate and rebuild trust in governance. Speaking during his first day as Minister of Finance, President Dissanayake acknowledged the critical role played by the ministry in navigating the recent economic crisis. He commended the officials for their dedication and emphasized the importance of collective effort in securing future progress. The President highlighted a new approach to governance where government officials would be evaluated solely on their contributions rather than preconceived notions or political affiliations. He reassured staff of his support in the face of undue obstacles, pledging to defend them against unfair treatment. President Dissanayake also addressed public concerns about revenue-generating departments, admitting that transforming these perceptions would be a challenge. However, he underscored the opportunity for officials to rebuild confidence and demonstrate integrity under the new administration. The third review of Sri Lanka's debt restructuring program with the International Monetary Fund has successfully concluded. The discussions took place earlier at the Presidential Secretariat in Colombo last week. The review meeting was led by Senior Mission Chief Peter Brewer heading the IMF delegation, while the Sri Lankan government team was led by Deputy Minister of Economic Development Professor Anil Jayantha Fernando. The talks focused on assessing Sri Lanka's progress under the ongoing IMF program, particularly in relation to its debt restructuring efforts. Officials described the decisions as productive, paving the way for further collaboration to ensure Sri Lanka's economic recovery and stability. This marks a significant milestone in Sri Lanka's journey towards financial stability, with the successful completion of the third review underscoring the new government's commitment to meeting economic reform targets. President Anura Kumara Dissanayake assumed duties as the Minister of Defence at the Defence Headquarters in Akuregoda recently. Upon assuming duties, the President held a meeting with Triforces commanders and senior Defence Ministry officials on ongoing and future initiatives aimed at bolstering national security and development. President Dissanayake emphasized the importance of public officials uniting with a common purpose to transform Sri Lanka into a better nation. He reiterated his government's dedication to good governance and underscored the critical role of public officials in driving the country's development agenda. Highlighting the power of the people, the President reflected on the recent election mandate, noting that 80% public support demonstrated a clear call for change and alignment with the people's expectations. The President also stressed the need to rebuild public trust in public service, which he described as the engine behind the economic and social advancement of every developed nation. Stay tuned, we will return after this commercial break. Welcome back. The Ministry of Urban Development, Construction and Housing has formalized agreements for a Chinese-funded housing initiative worth 552 million yuan, equivalent to approximately 75 million US dollars. The project, which was made official during a ceremony held at the Setsiripai recently, is said to address housing needs for low-income families and providing homes for veteran artists. Minister Dr. Anura Karunatilaka joined Chinese Ambassador Qiu Zhenghong and other dignitaries to sign supplementary agreements greenlit by the Cabinet earlier this month. The initiative will deliver 1,888 houses for low-income families and 108 dedicated homes for veteran artists, reflecting the government's dedication to improving living standards and preserving cultural contributions. The housing project will span multiple locations: Moratuwa 575 units, Demaragoda 586 units, Paliyagoda 615 units, Maharagama 112 units and Kottawa 108 units. Construction, to be managed by the Urban Development Authority, will commence this month with a target completion period of 3 years. Sri Lanka welcomed Professor Gomika Udugamasuriya, a distinguished academic from the United States, to a key advisory role, and Japan reaffirmed its commitment to strengthening ties with the new government. The new Japanese ambassador Akio Isomata also paid a courtesy call on Secretary to the President, where he extended Japan's best wishes to the government. Professor Udugamasuriya, a respected figure affiliated with the University of Houston and the MD Anderson Cancer Research Center, was appointed as a senior advisor on science and technology. He received his letter of appointment from the Secretary to the President, Dr. Nandika Sanat Kumar Nayaka, recently. Professor Udugamasuriya holds a specialized degree in chemistry from the University of Colombo, a PhD from Wayne State University, and completed postdoctoral research at the University of Texas Southwestern Medical Center. Renowned for holding several patents, his decision to transition from public service in the US marks a significant step for Sri Lanka's scientific and technological progress. Japanese Ambassador Akio Isomata lauded the new administration's policies to combat corruption and drive economic progress. He also reaffirmed Japan's full support for Sri Lanka's development journey, highlighting the enduring and productive bilateral relationship between the two nations. The South Asia Cooperative Environment Programme Symposium 2024, an event addressing marine pollution preparedness in South Asia, successfully concluded in Colombo last Friday. The symposium was organised by SACEP in collaboration with the UK's Ocean Country Partnership Programme under the Blue Planet Fund. The 5-day symposium brought together marine pollution response experts, government officials and stakeholders from Bangladesh, India, Maldives, Pakistan and Sri Lanka, marking the first such gathering since 2015. The symposium aimed to strengthen South Asia's marine pollution response framework, focusing on identifying gaps, building readiness and fostering regional coordination. The symposium's discussions emphasized revisiting the South Asia Regional Plan to reflect current challenges, leveraging shared knowledge and promoting resilience. The event also highlighted the importance of knowledge sharing and training to build a sustainable and collaborative response network. Stay tuned for the stock update. Trading at Colombo Stock Exchange ended on negative notes today. The all share price index dropped by 187.62 points to close at 12,866.65, and the S&P SL20 dropped by 76.52 points to close at 3,794.71. The turnover was 2.1 billion rupees and over 85 million shares were traded. Up next are forex rates. That's all our news for today. For this and more, subscribe to our channel on YouTube and follow us on Facebook. Take care and good night.